Yep. Okay, so these ridges here are the gyri, and then this main portion right here is the cerebrum, and then this back portion right here is the cerebellum. The cerebrum up here is divided by the longitudinal fissure into the left and right cerebral hemispheres, and then the central sulcus would be right here, kind of intersecting the longitudinal fissure. And then on the front here you have the frontal lobe. On the top right here you have the parietal lobe, and then in the back you have the occipital lobes, and then on each side you have the temporal lobes. Okay, so then the cerebellum, we said, is this small little brain attached to the posterior side of the brain, and then it has these worm-like structures called vermices that connect the two parts of the cerebellum. And if we flip it over, we see that the brainstem is right here. The brainstem has three parts. It has the spinal cord, which is right here. It has the medulla oblongata, which is right here. And then it has the pons, which is above that. The olfactory bulbs are located right up here. And the olfactory nerve is closely associated with that, and it's involved in the sense of smell. Right below that right here is the optic chiasm. It's like this kind of like X-shaped thing. And then what would be extending from each side is the optic nerve. You can't really see them because they're cut off, but they would be extending up to the eyes. And then if you go the opposite way, intersecting through both of them, you would have the optic tracts. The infundibulum is a little difficult to see, but it's this little hole below the optic chiasm, and that's where the brain would attach to the pituitary gland. And then if you come over and you pull the cerebellum, apart from the cerebrum, you can see the midbrain in here, which you have the superior colliculi and the inferior colliculi, or the things on the bottom. Collectively, they're known as the corpora quadrigemina. And again, that's just the midbrain. And then if we turn this back over, we can see another part of the midbrain right here. This is the brainstem that we already went over, and then right above that is the cerebral peduncles right here and here. That's also a part of the midbrain. And then, so now we're gonna look inside, and let me look at this one. This one's easier. So the corpus callosum is this layer right here, this top layer. This bottom layer here is the fornix, and the septum pellucidum is the layer between them, and it's what separates the left and right ventricles and allows for the passage of cerebrospinal fluid. And then of course the opening is the lateral ventricle, and this little like pigmented strand hanging out is the choroid plexus, and that's where the ependymal cells are going to be located, which produce cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, and then this little round structure right here is the thalamus. Okay, and then this is the epithalamus, and it connects to this gland right here, which is a pineal gland that produces melatonin. And then right alongside the thalamus you have the third ventricle, and then that connects, it's kind of hard to see here because there's stuff covering it, but it connects through the cerebral aqueduct over to the fourth ventricle, which is right near the cerebellum. So then again, this is the cerebellum. You have the arbor vitae, which is the white matter. It's like the tree-like structure there. And then coming back over here, again, this is the thalamus. Below the thalamus, you have the hypothalamus. And then back over to the cerebellum. This little space here, kind of where the fourth ventricle is located, is where you have the flocculonodular lobe, which is involved in like equilibrium and balance and things like that. It's kind of hard to see, but it's located in the same area kind of as the fourth ventricle. good.